is different from HTML, why we need CSS. If we had style tag in HTML, but we are using CSS to make it more styling. And yesterday we built a form with the help of HTML and CSS. Now the yesterday I explained you how the server side works, how the backend engineers work. So that's why today we are going to take a lecture upon on JavaScript. Right now, what is the difference between why we need a JavaScript? Yesterday we learned, I get you some introduction about PHP and Node.js. Is I'm audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Okay, 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 thank you. So how the server side and client side language work? Basically, JavaScript is a client side language, which means like on server side language, the server work like you have to store the databases, how the database should work, how the information should work. But JavaScript is a client side language. Basically, why we need JavaScript? You can see like you went to through so many website and you see some pop-ups and some more advanced things. So with the help of JavaScript, we can build more interaction with our users. Okay, so that's why we need JavaScript. And today I forget to prepare the PPT, so we are learn the JavaScript through this roadmap. I think we pretty much covered all the stuffs if we follow this roadmap, right? So let's get started. So today we are going to cover beginner topics like what is JavaScript, history of JavaScript, data type, what is typecasting, data structure, and we are gonna see what arrays and how arrays work, some arrays functions, some algorithms, what are the control flows, and all the things which come under the basic things. Okay, how the classes, how we build objects, what is inheritance, what is prototypal inheritance, everything. So let's get started. Now, what is JavaScript basically? So JavaScript often like it is a programming language, like I already explained it earlier. It is a client side programming language. Why we need the JavaScript? Because we want our user to interact with us more. Like for this is one of the basic things. Like if I'm building a website, or if I'm building a website of my company, or if I'm building a website for my client, then what is thing like what my users want to be more comfortable website, that they feel very comfortable, they find everything on to point and everything. So that's why we make it is more client friendly, more user friendly. That's why we use JavaScript to add additional things. Like we are building structure with the help of HTML, right? We are building structure with the help of HTML by using some tags. We are styling our HTML with the help of CSS or Bootstrap or Tailwind. Like basically in these sessions we learn about only CSS. We not learned any framework yet. So why we need CSS? Because we want our structure page to be more organized, looking more pretty and more like beautiful. That's why this is the reason why we need JavaScript. JavaScript we need to make it more client friendly, user friendly, to start some pop-ups, and this is all. That's why we need JavaScript. Now, what is the history of JavaScript? Like, okay, let's read it. JavaScript was initially created by Brendan Inch of a Netscape that first announced in the press release. Okay, this is, we don't need that. Okay, now what is the JavaScript version? Like JavaScript version, currently we are using JavaScript ES6 version, which is the latest version of a JavaScript. Now, how to run a JavaScript? Okay, I opened my Visual Studio Code. Today we are going to write our first JavaScript code, right? Console.log. You're gonna see a output hello world. Now what is a console.log? This is your first step to writing the JavaScript, or you can even use open this with live server. Okay, so this is why we write console.log. Basically, console.log tell our compiler that we are writing something that tells that we are like basically if we need something output, basically it is used for the output. Like in if you are aware of C++ and Python, we write cout, cin for input or output standard. So basically in JavaScript we use console.log. We're gonna explain more about the console.log later in this session. So basically this is our first JavaScript code, right? This is how what is running like. It runs JavaScript. Hello world. Oh no, alert को हटा दो. Okay, now it is running hello world. So that's why we completed our first JavaScript code. How to run JavaScript? Basically, you can even run JavaScript directly on your browser. Okay, I will explain it how you can run JavaScript directly on your browser. Just go to inspect page, console, right? Console.log hello world. Now what it's running in the particular browser. You can even run the JavaScript on the browser. That's why we can say like how to run a JavaScript. You can easily run it is browser and external script. You can even write the JavaScript inside your HTML between your uh, between your script tag. Okay, you can even use this. Let's connect .js. Okay, you can directly write your JavaScript in HTML between the script tag. Okay, so how to run a JavaScript? We can easily run JavaScript to make a different file directly. You can run this is more effective. Like if you make a different folder like main.js, so basically it is used like you if you are writing a big codes, if you are writing a long codes, then this is very useful. And you can even write or check things in your browsers, and also you can write the JavaScript in your HTML page. Okay, so this is all about the introduction of JavaScript, why we need JavaScript, what is history of JavaScript. Currently we are using ES6 version of JavaScript. Okay, so currently we are using ES6 standard of a JavaScript. And how to run a JavaScript? Basically we can run JavaScript by making a different, right? Now let's come into the different section like what is a variables, what is identifiers, what is keywords. I guess keywords and identifiers are not given in this flowchart. Okay, no worries. Now, first of all, what is a variables? Okay, what is variables? Variables are basically a container which stores some sort of data. Like what is a data? Data is some kind of information that you need from your users, some kind of thing that you're going to work upon. Like basically data means the information. Okay, in short you can say data means information. So what is variables? Variables are the containers which store some sort of data. For example, there are the three data types are available like var, let, constant. If you are well aware of C++, JavaScript, or like C++ or Java, you're gonna see there are the variables like int, and there are the different sort of things is used. Okay, so in JavaScript there are three types of variables are available: var, let, constant. Now let and constant are block type of variable. Like what is the difference between block type and function type? We are going to explain with the help of example. But first understand what is basically a variable. Variable means container of data which is store some sort of information or data. Now what is the difference between var, let and constant? Constant, but let and constant are block type of data, whereas var is a function type of data. For example, let's let's write a code, function code. Okay, a equals to 10, b let b equals to 40. Now we are calling a function code. This means we are calling a function. Okay, this line is used like we are calling a function code, right? This is how we make comment in JavaScript, like double slash is used. Okay, so code now console.log a console.log. Now you're gonna see something like first remove it. Okay. Now, what is the difference between B is let type of variable? Now, difference between let, where, and constant is let and the constant are a block. Like block type of variable are basically the function. The value is if we want this value is stored only at this block, right? You cannot. Okay, for example, let's run it. Okay, comment like commented. Okay, now you're gonna see something. Let's run the code. So what you're gonna see is this, like a let b let and constant are the block type of keyword, which means this is only can be called within this block of code. After this block of code is over, this cannot be called. Okay, so that's why we basically use where keyword, because it is function type of block. Like you can even call the where keyword where type of variable outside your block also. If you're gonna see the difference, like it will, if you're running b, then this come as an error, like you gonna see there is a no output is going to show, because b is come under this code of function, and we are calling, we are updating the b outside this block of function. Basically b is let type of data type, and that's why let type of data type are the block type of data type which cannot be called outside the block. Okay, so basically the difference between the where, let, and constant is that let and constant are let and constants are the block type of data type, whereas where are the function block of data type. So the let declared block scope local variable optionally initialized to a value. Okay. So basically I explained it earlier, like if you're gonna run the code, if you're gonna run the code like function, we make a function code and we are calling a function code, and the compiler will see like let b is a let type of variable which is assigned the value 40, and we are running console.log b. Now he is gonna see that it is a let type of variable which cannot be called outside its block scope. That's why the no error is showing. Okay, let's consider it to the where. Okay, now you're gonna see the output 40. Now this is the difference between the where and console. Console.log. Yeah, that is the difference between where, let, and constant. Now the question arises: what is the difference between constant and let? Like we can distinguish between what is let and constant are doing, what is where is doing. So what is the difference between constant and let? So constant are the block scope such as same as let. The value of constant cannot be changed through the reassignment by using the assignment operator. Now you're gonna see the assignment. How can we change the later in this session also? I guess this is available in this flowchart too. How we assign the value and how we change the value. Okay, we are going to learn about the difference between let and constant later in this session with the help of type conversion. Okay, so till now we learned about what is JavaScript, why we need JavaScript, what version we are using in JavaScript, how what are the platforms that we can use to run our JavaScript, and what is variables. Variables are technically, we can say, are the containers which store some sort of data or information. There are the three types of variable: where, let, and constant, whereas let and constant are the block type of variable, whereas where are the function type of variable, which means that let and constant are hosting. We're going to learn more about this thing in the hosting session, like what is the hosting, and we're going to learn everything between how why this difference is occurred right in the hosting session. Now how we declare a variable, like how we declare variable with a variable keyword. Okay, what are the keywords? Keywords are the special characters. Okay, what are the generally is the keyword? Keywords are the special characters which is predefined, like you cannot change the keywords. And remember one thing, keywords cannot be an identifiers. Like what are the identifiers? Identifiers are the naming words of variable. The in this flowchart the difference between identifiers and keywords are not given, so just take it in a like I'm just explaining it. Keywords are the special characters, like the keywords are like true, false, none, where, let, constant. Basically, keywords cannot be identifiers, and there are the different rules how you can set identifiers. Identifiers are the naming words of variable, like whatever we words, what are the names given to a variables are called identifiers. Okay, so how we declare the variables? Variables are declared. Okay, variables are declared with keywords, like we using where. Okay, where day equals to 4, let day equals to 4. Today it's our fourth day, and constant day equals to 4. Now, this is how we declare a variable. We use where let constant keyword, and we name the variable, and then we assign a value to it. Okay, this is how we declared a variable. Okay, now hosting. What is a particularly what is a hosting? Okay. Now, what is hosting? Hosting refer to the process whereby the interpreters appear to move the declaration of a function. Now, what is interpreter and what is compiler? Basically, interpreter is interpreted the line of a code by line, and the compiler will execute the code on a one go. Right, we are not getting too much into it because it's some sort of very basic thing. So what is hosting? Basically, hosting refer to the process whereby the interpreter appear to move the declaration of a function, variable or classes to the top of their scope. Like basically what happening, let's see, we understand hosting with the example of this code. Okay, we made a function code ucode. Okay, let's change the function name ucode. We are calling ucode, and now what happening is here you're gonna see when we run the code. Mm-mm. Why it's not showing any output? Yeah, what's happened? I don't know, guys. What happened to my compiler on my machine? It's not showing any code. Uh, let's run it. Okay. So no worries. What is real meaning of hosting? Whatever when the code is start running, it basically run move to the declaration of a function, variable, and classes to the top of their scope. Like basically, whenever the output run, whatever is 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 written on the top of your machine, it will execute first. That's why what is hosting means. And in this example, you're gonna see the output must be like if you log into A, it will return the output 10. But if you log into B, it will give you error because you're gonna see that this is a where BC because we cannot use let outside your block code, outside your block scope. That's why the console.c will give the error and the A will run to the 10. This is the meaning of hosting. Hosting means whatever come to the top of your machine, whatever come to your top of your code, it will run first. Like for example, JavaScript hosting refer to the process whereby the interpreter appear to move the declaration of a function. Like you have to first declare the function. If you don't declare the function, like this is the real meaning of hosting. If you don't declare something, it will execute before. What does console.log alert has the same function? Why do we connect JavaScript and CSS? We connect everything in HTML, Ranjit. We connect everything in HTML because HTML is a structure. If you tried the open server, you just click on HTML page to open server because we connect everything. CSS is connected to the HTML. Everything, like if you're connecting Google Font, even if you're connecting frameworks, everything should be connected in your HTML structure, right? Now, does the console.log and alert have the same function? Alert means when, okay, let me explain it, what alert is doing. Okay, now we're gonna see alert here. Now, if I open my index.html here, now this is what alert is doing. It alerting your message. Like basically, this is not same. The console and alert is not a same thing. Alert is basically alerting your thing whenever you like basically the practical I've seen in the alert is whenever you visit a government website, right? Whenever you visit, whenever I think you visit your 10th or 12th board result, you see someone is asking you some sort of information, right? This code is written in the alert mode. Like we run the code alert here. So this is alerting whenever you open the browser. It will when I click OK, then further my code is appeared. This is the difference between alert and console. It is basically console is used to give some sort of output. Like if I want to write something like printf, what does a printf and cout does? Same as console does the same thing. Okay. So this is the difference between the console and alert. And alert and console.log is not the same thing. And I think I cleared it. Why do we connect? We cannot connect CSS and JavaScript together. Okay, got it. Okay, thank you. So where we are on the hosting. Like, okay, you're gonna see someone didn't ask where a equals to 10. We didn't put where let a constant in front of a. Now basically what happened, this is a function which is hosting is a characteristic, or you can say it is some sort of character, it is some sort of different thing from other language. Like the code has been executed before it is declared. That this is the real meaning of hosting. I don't know what is written here, but the real meaning of hosting is that even if you didn't write the code, even if you didn't declare the code, the first this will give you the output. Like I didn't declare anything by default. If you see a, it will run whatever written here. That's why the hosting is a very important feature. It will save a lot of time um, if you are really building a JavaScript project. Then most of the people will use the hosting. They didn't declare a lots of stuff, but declaring a stuff it required what kind of software or what kind of web page you are building or what kind of technology you have been using, right? So that's where how the hosting come into the existence. We didn't give any let where constant keyword, but still it will give you the output 10. I don't know what's the problem with my machine. uh, Before some time it will giving me the output, but now it's not. So I don't know what's happened. So it will definitely give an output 10, but if we're gonna run b, then it will give an error. Basically it will let, and it is a block kind of scope, right? I know it is pretty tough because JavaScript is like people don't really like JavaScript. uh, so it is some sort of tough thing because like what is block scope, what is function scope. Basically block scope means everything which come under the block, like this is some sort of block. And the function scope is something like you made a lots of functions, and if you characterize it in the different functions block, so it will known as function block, right? So yeah, it is pretty much like confusing. JavaScript is pretty much confusing language, but with some sort of time, if you give some sort of timing to it, you will learn better. Like okay, so let's move forward. What is a hosting via variables? um, variable naming rules. Like variable naming rules are basically what rules are the variable gives. Basically variables identifiers are the naming word of variable. If you know identifier, if you even learn any single language, you are well aware of what are the identifier, that the one number should not be the number, only special characters are available. So I'm not going deeper into it. Like there's a variable, like take nothing, but the variable name should be accurately identify a variable. You can create a good variable name. Basically they are saying like you should have name your variable according to the other developers, like there's no use of it. Okay, what is a variable scope? Like basically I explained it. What are the variable scope? In variables, in block variables, let and constant will come, and in the where variables, function is come. And what are these block and function will work? Like let and constant are which cannot be called. Like it is way more protected. Like if you are well aware of object oriented programming, like JavaScript is also an object oriented programming. And if you know the C++ or any other language, you're gonna see like the protected specified functions, right? This work is same like block, um, what is like block scope and function scope works the same. So this is we're gonna learn about prototypal inheritance later in this session, because we need to learn some more things before getting into the inheritance. We get to know about the object. So we're gonna learn objects and all these things, because these are the object. This is the object oriented programming, right? We right till now we learned about all the basic things, like okay, but the prototypal inheritance and object classes and different things come under object oriented. We're gonna learn about the object oriented later in this session. So right now we're going to learn about the data types. Like if you are well aware of the language like C++, Python, Java, you're going to see there are basically three types of data types, like user defined data types, which are classes, union, structure, and built-in types, which are integral, void, floating, and derived data type, array, function, pointer, reference. But in JavaScript we get string, undefined, number, big int, boolean, null, and symbol. These are come under primitive type. Primitive matlab basic type of data type. Okay, primary type of data type you can even say. So string, basically what is a string? String is like, okay, let me explain what is a string. This is here is a string, like everything come under the this bar is called string. Okay, hello, I am a string. Okay, so everything come under this bar is a string. Okay, so I think we do not need a lot to discuss upon string. There's a function of string like split, and another function of string. So there's a different. It required one more hour to understand all the function of string. So we are not going deeper into the string and string functions. So till now we have to know that what is string. Basically, it is a group of characters, right? So what is underdefined? Like what is the difference between underdefined and null is being asked in your interview. If you are interviewing for the front end job, you're gonna some interviewer will ask you what is the difference between under undefined and null, right? So what is the difference between undefined and null? Basically what is undefined? Undefined is something which is not specified. We know that null is store some sort of memory in your memory stack. Basically in programming there is a memory stack available, right? In the memory stack there is a main type of, then global and local scope, and then their function and heap and stack. Everything is available in your memory stack, right? So in null, when we give null value, it means that it is empty, but it is storing some sort of memory, right? Undefined means we didn't define it right now, right? So what is a number? Basically number is everything, like 1 2 3 whole number, everything will come under this number type. And big int, basically it is the difference between number and big int is their memory byte. If you are like when you are done like data structure and algorithm, if you are solving one of the algorithm question, you see the question is arise like if you are given a number in like lakhs and crores, you are using big int to it, right? So boolean, what is a boolean? Like boolean is true, false, and none. I don't know, none come under. Okay, okay. Yeah, true and false, like basically booleans are the true and false. It is used, true means one. Okay, just note that thing. True means none, true equals to one, and false equals to zero, right? We're gonna see some program into true and false. One and false equals to zero. This is a value. Basically, true means one and false means zero. So, symbols are the specific symbol, like what is a dollar symbol does, and what is and is doing, what is asterisk is doing. So, symbols are the different thing. Like, okay, symbol is some sort of like we don't need the symbol to. We don't need right now, right? We're gonna understand symbol when you cover up all the basic things. Now, what is the data types? It explained earlier, like string, undefined. What is the difference between undefined and null? Null is means we didn't give any value to the null, but it is present in our memory stack. Like it is showing some sort of value. Undefined means like we didn't define it. It doesn't have any sort of like it is. We didn't define it as well, let or constant, right? So there is a difference between the null and undefined. So what are the objects? Like this is what the object come under the consideration. Basically, objects are the instances of the class. Like basically in C or C++, objects are the instances of a classes. In JavaScript, objects the data structures. Basically, in JavaScript, object is a data structure that allows to have a key value pair. Like basically, okay, let's understand the object with the help of code. Okay. We are creating object constant object me equals to okay. I'm not going to write my age, my real age. That's why I write 24 to it. Okay, and e to value mm, equals to value e equals to value 2. Now what is happening is here we created the object. Basically, object is everything good. Okay, everything is good. Okay. So what are the basically are the objects? Objects are the data structure which is paired in the key and value pair. Basically, we build an object, we made an object block, and we use a variable constant with it. An object equals to okay. Let me give you one information like constant and let cannot be changed, but with a specific function like from the array, sort, pop, and some other thing, we can even change the constant value like we are deleting and appending something, that the constant value can be changed if you are working on some specific functions. Like, okay, so there's a different we need different one more R to justify every function. Like there's a lot of string functions available, there's a lot of prototype functions are available, there's a lot of array functions are available, but we are not going much deeper into it. So that's why just let me give you one brief about it. Like constant can be changed if you are working with some sort of function. If we let's say if your constant array, we build an array, like for example constant array. Okay, constant array equals to this. Now what happened is simple. If we are using array dot pop function or alert dot, like alert array dot pop array dot, now you're gonna see like some of the function it will work. Like basically what happening, we are using dot pop function. These are the predefined function which is available in our programming language. Even this can change the value of constant. Like basically function, the children will get confused, like it is a constant, the value cannot be changed. It is just it is like the value cannot be changed, but if we are using some sort of functions to it, it can be changed. Okay, and basically in array and string functions. Now back to basic, like we are build an object. Objects are the key and value pair, and you're gonna see one difference. Like there's a lot of confusion will arise. Like we give key in a string and we give key pair in a string too. Like the key can be anything. It can be number. It can be anything. It can be boolean. It can be like it can be anything. Like I took a me as a string is a key, and this is a key. Right side is a pair and left side is key. Basically if you are well aware of the dictionary in Python, like I learned Python in my 11th standard, so I don't remember much about the Python, but I know the dictionary is some sort of stuff which is worked in key and pair value, right? So this is the same. Like you can even give key, this is a key which can be anything, like string, age, anything. Like this can be number, this can be anything. Like you can even this is also right, like this is a number, right? And this is a variable. Okay, you can name, you can give anything to this key value pair, and this is how the objects are made. Basically if you are writing some sort of information, you are building a website, what is the practical meaning why we create an object? If you want some sort of information to give your objects, like in your web page, if you're building a web page, you want to give some information, so this is the key and value pair will come into the existence. That's why we make an object. This is a syntax of object. Like you have to declare the object type, like object type, and obj keyword equals to parenthesis and the circular brackets, right? Sorry. Okay, me equals to colon. This is very important. The colon is very important. Like if you like, this will show error. Okay, so don't forget to write the colons and comma, comma, comma. This is how we build an object. Okay, and don't forget to use semicolons. Okay, semicolons when you complete your object. Don't forget to use semicolons. This is how the objects are made. What is basically an object? It is a data structure in JavaScript which allow us to have a key and a value pair, so we can have a distinct key and each key is mapped to the value. Like basically this is mapping functions. Like what are the mapping functions? Like me is basically mapped to Pranshi. Like if anything, like if I call me, then the Pranshi will come into the output. Like age is mapped to 24, key is mapped to the value 2. Exactly this is how it works, and every key and each key is mapped to a value that can of any JavaScript data type, comparing it to the real world object. A pan, like basically if you are giving, they are giving the real life example practical information. Like a pan is an object with several properties. Like there is a pan which has several properties, like its color, its design, its material, it's made of, etc., etc. So that's where the object has been made to define a particular property of something in a block. Like this is what is it. If I'm taking a block, like if I'm building a website of, uh, let's let's see if we are building a website of edtech startup website. Okay, now we're gonna see like if the children, if the students are below the age of 15, they have that properties like the percentage should be equal, it's more than the 50%. They have that particular subjects, they have that this age, and they have that they have that one thing like the one keyword should match it, and all of this etc thing. That's why we make an object to it. Like, okay, this is an object like constant student. Okay, constant student. Let's create its object also. Constant student is equals to. It's not important to write anything. Like you can even define anything to the object. Like this is a some pair of confusion. Like people may write object because we are declaring an object. This is not a keyword. Okay, this is not a keyword. This is a variable. You can even give anything. Like I can even one two three. Everything can be given to it. Like we are creating a students. Okay, name. Name should be string. Like name equals to XYZ. Okay, comma. And number or marks is like above than 50. It should be 50 or equivalent to 50. And subject, they have that particular subjects. Okay, subject is um string. Okay, subject equals to PCM. Okay, so created a object student which the number should be XYZ, numbers is 50 and subject should be PCM. So what is happening? The name is mapped to the XYZ, number is mapped to the 50 and subject is mapped to the PCM. Okay, so I think we cleared the object, what are the objects and how the object works and what is the real meaning of object. If you are really building a website or any other thing, then what is the practical meaning of object? I think we understand it, right? So let's move forward. What are object? Now these are the building. Okay, global objects. No need. Okay, about the type of operators, like type of, like if you are well aware of C and C++, you see the type of is a keyword. Okay, sorry. Type of is a keyword which is used if we want a thing to be converted. If we This is basically what are the implicit and explicit type of data type. Okay, first we're gonna understand what is implicit and explicit data type. Implicit is basically given in a programming language. Basically in C or C++, it is like int, floor, double, etc. In JavaScript, this is string. This is basically a permittive type of data type, which is come under implicit, and explicit type of data types are basically which we make, right? Which we make like classes, object, and the data type can be made. Like if you know the data types, you can even made your own data type. Okay, so typecasting is basically like type of. We can even change number to a string. Let explain. I will explain it with the help of example. Okay, let's see. Alert number equals to 123. Now alert number 123 XYZ. Now what happens here is that this alert number is this is 123 is come. This 123 is basically a string, right? Because it come under these semicolons. Okay, everything come under this semicolons are strings. Like everything, like 1 2 3 4, everything is come under the semicolons are strings. So 1 2 3 is a string. But what we are doing, we are type of, like this is what we are doing, we are type converting it. Like number equals to 1 2 3, the output should be 1 2 3, and this is converted into a number. Like this right now it is a string, but we are using numbers. Basically numbers is used because we wanted, these are the predefined objects, right? Then this 1 2 3 is converted into 1 2 3 numbers, like this is a number. And what happen here, it will give the error. Like this will give error. Why this will give error? Because it is not 1 2 3 is a number, right? Like, but XYZ is string. Like ये run होगा नहीं. There's a problem with my machine that the code is not running. Let's restart our Visual Studio Code. Sometimes. Okay. Yeah, basically what happening is here is 1 2 3 XYZ. Let's see. Uh-uh. So no worries, okay, no worries. So this will give error because these are not a single type of data type. Like you have to give only one type of data type. If it's like XY 1 2 3 4, then it will convert it into number. If we write like XYZ, then this is converted into a number. But if you give multiple type of data type into this number and convert it, then this will show an error. For example, what will come like, okay, alert number equals to 2. Now this will give 1 as an output. Why 1? As it already explained, like true equals to 1. If we converted true, the real number, like there is an ASCII code, like American Standard, like I don't remember the full form, like it is related to the American Standard of the code, like ASCII code. There is an alphabet and everything is numbered in ASCII. Like, okay, so true and false is numbered 1 and number 2 in the ASCII. Like basically true means output should be 1, and if we alert, okay, let's see if we alert हो रहा है क्या. Okay, no worries. But if we give alert number equals to false, then this will give us, don't forget to put semicolons, okay? Semicolons are very important. If I didn't put the semicolon, this will show error if I move to the next line. Even my machine is not showing any error, right? Okay, so this will give 0 and as an output. Okay, so this is what the numbers and the type conversion is doing. Basically type conversion is used, you can even use numbers and another type of, like, okay, new, null, and everything could be done. Like you can even change this to a string string, or you can even change this to a boolean. Like this is null. Okay, if I give it to the 0 and write it to the boolean, you're gonna see it will return false. Okay, I think I make myself very clear to it, like how the type conversion works. If this is a string, then this will, like, if I give 1 2 3 to it, it will give the output this, right? If I alert boolean equals to 0, basically 0 means false. If number equals to true, true means 1, and like more. Okay, what type of data string? Okay, if false, we have to give, if you give string equals to false, then it will run nothing, like it will show error, because this is not possible, because true and false will give only 1 and 0. It is predefined, like it will give only 1 and 0 to it, but we can convert it into the true, and we can convert it into a number. So number equals to 1, string, let's explain it. Okay, 0 0 0, then this will give output 0 0. Okay, so this is how the type conversion works. Till now, we understand the concept of object, constant of variable, how the hosting in JavaScript work, what is the difference between alert and console.log, and how the function calling works. Basically, I think I didn't explain how the function calling works. Okay, So basically, how the function calling work is like you build a function and you have to call a function outside the block, so it will run throughout the. Basically, what is the real meaning of function calling? If you are well aware of just one language, you will understand it by like why we call a function calling, because we have to done so many tasks. Like basically, why the programming, why we do the programming basically, because we have to do some sort of lot of stuff together to the machine. We give instruction, a lots of instruction to the machine. That's why we this 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 thing come under the existence to call the functions, right? So this is why we call the function, we made a function keyword is used to make a function. Okay, in JavaScript, please remember the function keyword is used for your code to create a function. I'm still saying I know you are like pretty much confused, because this is a some like that's why people is mostly hate the JavaScript, because this is like very confusing. Like you have to use a function keyword to declare your function, and the hosting session, like you don't even have to declare anything, but still it's showing the output. Like it's the same thing we did in C or C++ or Java or Python. Like they will show the error. Like first declare the function, first declare the variable. Like okay, so this is some sort of stuff like okay JavaScript. That's why the most people don't like JavaScript. But no worries, you have to like learn it, right? It is like if you know it, then it will like you enjoying it. Okay, so let's move forward. Now console dot how it's work, like how we declare well, let constant. I explained it in a full way, like what is the difference between let constant and where. Let me give you an a tip. Like this types of questions, some basic questions is asked in your front end or a full stack or a back end interviews. Like these are the basic things, like what is the real difference between where, let and constant. And the thing about hosting is also very important, right? Now where, day, let, day, constant, like this is how we declare our variables, how we create objects. Like objects are the created, we don't really need the object keyword. Objects is not a keyword, like this is a variable name. Like we assign everything, like we make a student, like this is a student object we make. Like the keys and a value can be anything, like you can even name the key any string, any number, or any variable. Anything can become under the keys and the value. Like please don't forget the semicolons, and this is separated by commas, right? And you have to declare when you complete making your object, please use this semicolon, right? This is very important. Now we learn about how the type of conversion works, because type of is a basically thing which is very advanced. So this is basically a simple conversion. Like I this is just what we say, just a trailer, like how the type conversion work. Okay, now type conversion, like basically in C and C++, we don't, in Java, like we don't really need to convert explicit type of data type. Like if I run int equals to 2 and I want return value double, then this is basically done by the compiler itself. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff you want to learn. Like the JavaScript will never be complete within the 1 hour, but yeah. Okay, so let's move forward with little this session. Like, okay, now what are the arrays? Okay, uh, arrays, strict mode, camera, byte logical. Okay, keyed collection. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, now let's move to the array. What are basically an array? Like I think like a lot of students are also very like all like doing some data structural algorithms. So they are well aware of what are the data structure, what is the difference between data structure and algorithm. Like these both are the different, like structures are different and algorithms are different. So array come under the data structure. And let me tell you one thing, array is very important. Like array is very important thing. Like basically what are the arrays? Array same as it is a containers which is used to collection item, can be assigned to a variable. Sorry. Arrays are the object that store a collection of items and can be assigned to a variable. Like basically, we store how we declare a variable first. Let me give you a brief how we declare a variable. Okay. If you guys have any doubt, isn't it when we give two variables, the compiler tries input and check according to the boolean and give true or a false, right? Yeah, isn't it like we give two variables, the compiler takes the input, okay, check according to the boolean and give true or false, right? I don't understand the question. Like when we give two variables, okay, we give the two variables, like we give the two variables true and false. The compiler takes the input. Compiler take the input. Okay, check according to the boolean, give the true or value false, like okay, the true and false are the pre, like okay, true means one and false means zero. You cannot do if you give any other value, the compiler will never return two and three, because as you know, the computer will only understand the boolean language, like only the every code. What is a computer language? Computer language is only one and zero, right? Okay, computer is not understand anything like one two three, like two three four five six. They don't understand anything. Everything is converted into one and two, one, sorry, zero and one, zero and one pair. Like if you are even writing the string is even converted into one 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 two, like zero one zero one type of thing. Okay, so this is everything. Even the small symbol can be, even the smallest symbol is written in the pair of zero and one, because that's the computer language. Okay, I think I make myself clear. Like it gives two variables. Okay, if you don't understand it, please let me know, so I will explain it further. Okay, so where we are on array, like okay, so I think we should first, before moving to array, we should, this is like okay, prototypal inheritance. Okay, we're going to learn about the prototypal inheritance. What is basically a prototypal inheritance? For example, let me give you a basic example. I created two objects, like object 1, okay, and object 2. I created two objects. Okay, I created two objects. Now I want these two objects together and work as a single thing, like as a single feature. Now this is why the inheritance come under the existence. Like what is the meaning of inheritance? Basically inheritance is means, if I make an inheritance, for example, let's understand this by example also, right? Let person equals to, and fly. अगर if the person can talk, then they will return can fly, return sorry, can't fly. Okay, now we are making another. So basically this means that we are making a two object, like this we make a two object, object 1, object 2 and object third. It means object 1, let's make it object third. Now what is the meaning of inheritance and prototypal inheritance? That all these three things come together and work as a single thing. Like I think you understand it better by example. uh, I think, okay, now, okay, okay, the same, we make an object. Okay, so basically we make object 1, which means like methods and property. Basically this means object 1 and object 2, and object 1 is connected to prototype 1 and object 2 is connected to the prototype 2. Basically this is a different thing, this is a different thing, but proto 1 and prototype 2 is connected to each other. This is how the inheritance work. There's a lot of type of inheritance. We are not going deeper into it, like it really became very tough for you to understand basic things. So object, basically this is what a prototyping is. Basically we made an objects, we made a group of objects and connecting it to the different prototypes. So this is how the prototyping works, right? Then we connect our let constant object 1, object 2 and object 3 together. This is where the prototyping. This is the condition which is called prototypal inheritance. This is very important actually. This is one of the very question which is asked in your interview questions. Like this is the favorite question of an interviewer. Like they will definitely ask you what is prototypal, what is what is prototypal inheritance. Okay, so there are different properties like object.get prototype of. We are not going so much deeper into it because it will require a lots of time to let you guys understand it. It will definitely take, this is a, you know what, in JavaScript there is a every this column required 1 hour of lecture, right? Because JavaScript is not a like it is not that simple language. So it has so many features, it has so many functions, so many different things in it. So this will require a different lecture. Like they all the things will require one extra hours. So we are not going deeper into it, but this is the most important thing I'm gonna say you: prototypal inheritance, hosting, and what is the difference between let constant and where. So this is it. Okay, so we are explaining array. So what is basically an array? Array are the containers which store the information. Basically, it's not an information like everything. This is if everything is a data type, then basically the one thing they do is store an items. Okay, array are object that store a collection of item and can be assigned to a variable. They have their method. There are lots of methods, right? There are the tons of methods available in array. For example, push, pop. For example, okay, let me explain you example. Declare declare array. Like how you declare array. What is how we declare array? Now this new is a keyword which is used in your memory stack. Basically what the new keyword does, it creates a different memory location in your memory stack. Basically everything which is happening here is stored in a different type of memory stack. What is new did was they are just creating a space for the new array. Okay, this is not a declaring of array, this is some sort of let array equals to new array. Let declare simply how we declare array equals to array, which is equals to this. Okay, now this is an array. We declared array like this. Let's not get too much into it. Okay, we declared array. This is how the empty array should work like. Okay, let's give it the fruit, apple, mango, orange. Okay, now we declared an array. Okay, we declare an array and give the value of array like apple, mango, orange. Now we gonna learn about some of the basic functions, some of the basic functions of array like push, pop, and like length. And there are tons of array functions. Like for example, uh, let's start with length function. Okay, alert. We can even use console.log to it. Okay, what was array one equals to, like this is what is the array functions are. Okay, for each, index of, join key, length. We are using length keyword and return it. Now it will give you an output 3. Like should give you an output 3. Okay, because the length of array is 3. Okay, so this will how the apple, the thing about indexing, like basically array dot length function will give you a length of your array. Like this is 1 2 3. But when you talk about the indexing, basically indexing starts from 0, 1, 2. It means this means 0, 1, 2. Okay. Now index is minus 1. Okay, the last element is minus 1. Okay, so indexing starts from 0, 1, 2, and there are the lots of function including, like there's so many functions available in your array. Like, okay, let's explain every function in detail. Okay, alert array 1 dot filter. What is the filter does? It filters the something, like for example, uh, fine, flat, for which. Okay, okay, let's explain everything one by one. Shift equals to, we give the indexing to the shift. Okay. Now basically what the shift do, basically shift do is like it removes apple. Like basically it shifted the apple. Okay. Shift is the only thing which works from right to left. Okay, as I explained it, I explained it in the past 2 days. Like everything is a start from uh, left to right, but shift work as right to left. Like it will remove apple first. It then if I write shift again, that mango will be removed and orange will be removed. Now what is pop? Now what is pop does? Pop really work in first in first out method. Like basically it will remove the first object. Okay, and if I write alert array dot push, now you're gonna see it different. Like explain it, I explain every functions, like what are the basic functions. Okay, object key length, okay. Okay, now these are the different functions. Like, okay, what is the difference between push and pop? Like, this is work on the first in first out method. Whatever you are, like, if you are, what is a pop? Pop means deleting, and pushing means you are appending something. Basically, what is the meaning of push? Appending, append. It work on append, and this is mean deletion, delete. Okay, now this is what pop deletes the item, and push appends the item. Okay, now what is a concat? Basically concat is means, if concating means, if I writing, what is the real meaning of concating? Concat means if I write for example 1 2 3 plus 1 2 3, and this is a string, then this will come along, the output will be 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, this is the meaning of concating. Okay, copy within every filter. Okay, what is the meaning of filter? Let's see. Mm-hmm. Filter word equals to length. It will filter the thing, like it is also cleared, like it will filter the things. What are the output of this? Like for example, let's see, there are the words given, like spray, limit, elite, again destruction, present, everything. Now we're gonna see the result, which means words dot filter. Words is the array dot filter. Word equals to word length. This key, the length should be less than 6. Now console dot log, the result will be the last three numbers, right? This is how the filter work. It filters the something, right? There's a lots of tons of like there's a tons of, what we say, tons of function available to array prototype. Basically this is what is array dot prototype dot function. You can also use this case. So yeah, that's it. Element indexing array. This will require a lot more timing. But guys, I have meeting at 6:30, so I cannot explain everything. This is like filter, callback. There's a tons of um, things like mapping, reduce. Basically, what reduce does, it reduce the slice. What is slice? Slice is very important. What is sort? Sort basically by default it assigns the thing. Like okay, the slice I assign the element. Okay, the default sort order is ascending, right? Okay, it ascending. Basically, defaultly everything is ascendingly sorted. Like basically, it is sort. What is the sort function does? It sorted the array. Okay, now there's a tons of things like slice, reverse, reduce to right. Basically, reduce to right is like reducing something from the right side. Okay, reducing by default it is from the left side. What is mapping? Mapping like maps the things up. If there's a key and value pair available, then map the things up. Like last index of there's tons of arrays. There are tons of functions available here. So I guess we complete the mostly the basic portion of our JavaScript, but still the loops and iteration or control flows and functions are left, and maybe it will require us some one more day, right? What is working with APIs? So guys, I need one vote. Okay. It was like using properties of any object via inheritance. Basically what inheritance is means when you are writing a long code, okay, when you have like you are building such a software that required lots of functions, right? Basically lots and lots of functions, and you want like each and every function work in that way that it may create another function. That's why inheritance come under to the existence. Like it is basically used if you create some sort of more to make a code more readable. Like you don't have to write the same thing again and again and again. That's why we use inheritance. We are just, for example, like we are making an object like object one, object two, and object three, but we want all of these object is placed in a one container or one block. That's why we connect it, and it may become the prototypal inheritance, right? It is a different topic. Like this is a different topic that we should like only last day. Okay, last one more day is left. So you guys want to learn React or a MySQL or just JavaScript? Like please vote now. Like today, do we connect it or use it to another? Basically, we build it. Like we can join it. You can use it to the another object too. Like do we connect it and use it in another object? Basically, like yes, you can use one object functions to another objects too. Yes, this is the real meaning of inheritance. Like you can inherit the property of one object to another object. That's why we reducing the more line of codes now. So yes, you can do it. So just guys, please let me know you want to learn JavaScript or we should move to MySQL or React. MySQL is data DBMS. Like please guys don't lose hope, because I think JavaScript is a little tough to understand because it may create a lot of confusion, and it is like near to impossible to understand JavaScript in one day. So don't lose hope. It's just the starting. You always can do it. Sometimes I also forget a lots of stuffs in JavaScript. Right? Okay. I sometimes I just if I didn't touch the JavaScript from last 1 week, so I will forget everything like what I've learned in it. Right? So it's happened. No worries. So guys, just let me please tell me like what you guys, because what you guys going to learn tomorrow. Like what you guys need to learn tomorrow. MySQL or JavaScript or React. We can continue with JS. Okay. I think we should go with MySQL because MySQL is pretty easy and you will cover it in one day also. Like database is very important when you are building a website. Okay, JS. Okay, guys. So tomorrow we will learn more about JavaScript. So till now, I hope you all enjoyed the session. If you have any doubt regarding to um, this session, you may ask me tomorrow, or even if you have any doubt right now, you can ask me. So guys, no worries. I hope you enjoy the today's session. And tomorrow we will learn more about the JavaScript and JavaScript array functions, and and yeah, and more about the JavaScript. And yeah, we will learn some sort of databases too, like what is the DBML do and what is MySQL do and how the MySQL and all the things work. Okay, till now, till now, take care all. Tata, bye bye. See you soon.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you, Branchi. Thanks a lot for your session today. We got to learn a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. Most of guys are traveling because college, their new semester is starting from 12th of December. Hello. So yeah.
No worries, no worries. Today we had a very blast session with the JavaScript. Like most of people,
Uh,
I guess, are very confused, but we can't do anything with JavaScript, right?
no. That's totally fine. Like people will get a hang of it. Even to be very honest, guys, even I took around 1.5 month to completely figure out JavaScript, and a lot of practice happened just to figure out this is boilerplate stuff. Okay, this is only to help you with the React JS Java's frameworks that is there in place. So yeah,
So yeah,
so
that's
JavaScript
it.
is uh, JavaScript is very necessary, guys. And trying to understand it will
Yeah,
be a
mostly it's a client side language, so it's very important if you are doing front end or back end or full stack, or even if you are doing something with Web 3, I guess it is very important, right?
yeah, actually, exactly. I have a photo that I'm sending in the WhatsApp group as of now. Can you guys just check, Transi? I also send this to you. This is how JavaScript is important. It's literally like it's literally like everything: front end, back end, mobile apps, desktop apps, machine learning, blockchain. So yeah, like
Yeah, exactly.
JavaScript is very
Today we completed lots of basic things like we get to know about the inheritance and array property, but there's lots of stuff which is left in JavaScript. So we decided कि हम कल भी यही कर लेंगे. Like we will do JavaScript more today, more tomorrow.
yeah, totally fine. Just try to make them understand how we'll keep it more relevant towards understanding React JS.
Yeah,
So once we get the basics of yeah, JavaScript done, we should be keeping topics more relevant so that it is headed towards understanding React JS.
okay, okay, okay. So guys,
Yes,
I have
that's
meeting at 6:30, so I have to leave. So thank you everyone for your
right.
time and efforts. I truly admire each and everyone.
Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
so much. Yeah.
Guys, everyone stay back in the meet. Just a second. I have something important to tell you. So the thing is, we'll be starting out with team building sessions, team management and team building and projects. Your projects will be starting from 13th of December, and your projects will be built by 18th of December. Working projects, and just to cheer up you guys, we'll start having quizzes, and we'll probably have cash or merch giveaways. This is going to be the general structure of the last week. You're going to have lots of fun, guys. We'll probably get connected in college also, offline once. Once all the meet is done, like we can come and get together in ISC department, where we can connect together, discuss doubts, and help you guys out with anything. We are planning a one hell of a big event also for you guys, especially with all the sponsors. We have a lot of things planned for you guys. Only thing is, you should be in par with the stuff. I just wanted to tell you guys one thing. Web3 is so cool that I just finished my ETH India, right? Guys, you know about ETH India, right? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you are audible, Krishna. I think they don't know much about Eat India. Can you just elaborate on it?
Hello, hello. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. We'll be Ranjit. Just to answer your questions, we'll be helping out you with kind of cool projects that you can build and showcase on your devfolio. Probably we'll get you ready by fourth sem end. You can also apply for East India Fellowship, Polygon Fellowship, where you'll get paid around $4,000, $4,000 to $5,000. Our plan is for a longer time. This is not just a cohort that we want you to do and be part of. We want to foster this and grow you into amazing Web3 devs. Web3 devs are paid around 120K to 150K a year. So yeah, that's somewhere around 1.2 crores in hand, not any general salaries. Uh, uh, to to finish up to the earlier point, what I was talking about, ETH India. Just to tell you how Web3 is cool, and you don't need to worry about your CGPAs or anything. I know CGPAs are important though, but here everyone demands proof of work. Apparently, how good you can code or how good you can communicate your idea, how good you can grow your community, how good you can bring in people to use a product. This is all required. So I just went to ETH India. ETH India is a world's biggest Ethereum hackathon. Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency. I think Harsh has told you about more about Ethereum. So it had around 2,000 builders from over 2 lakh applicants. Only 2,000 were selected. Around 1,700 came in, and there were 460 projects and a prize pool of more than 5.5 crores. So it was a very big event, and overall, I paid nothing for it. It was a free event. It was completely free entry and food. I stayed there for 2 days in KTPO. It was for 2 days. I literally stayed there. I had arrangements for food, breakfast, dinner, lunch. Even even in midnight when I went to the food court, I literally had masala dosas ready for me to eat. uh, that was the kind of things, unlimited Wi-Fi to access, build, and lot of mentors around you who helping out you to build the amazing products at East India. I won the bounty at Graph and Push Protocol. One thing I want to tell you is ETH India was you didn't have to put any of your amount or anything, and I got overall uh, deliverables of are worth somewhere around 25,000 because I got around 50 shirts, 17 hoodies, and a lot of bags, stickers, laptop bags, jackets, Veracity jackets, and prize monies, and bounties, and hats, and shoes. And cover it up, they've even paid for like a toothbrush and paste and that kind of stuff also was there. So the amount of experience you get in these hackathons and the value that is being added to you, because in Web3 you get directly hired out of the hackathon. There is no like a proper interviewing process in them. There might be in some companies, but most of them see your proof of work through hackathons, and you get directly hired through that. So the main point of this cohort was to train you to become an efficient dev to participate in these hackathons. You being a student, just imagine, if are you able to I comfortably make somewhere around $3,000 to $4,000 just out of hackathons in a month. So if you are able to comfortably make that kind of amount out of a hackathon, that's somewhere around at 4 lakhs. So this would be quite a lot of good living. You could pay for your fees, hostel, everything, literally just one hackathon to get it done. So yeah, that is the kind of culture I want to push through this cohort. The kind of impact I want to push through you for this crowd that is there. And I want you to personally connect with these companies and sponsors that are going to be lined up. We have a huge hackathon also coming up through after this cohort, which will be hosted on Devfolio. I want you guys to be a part of it and try to do something cool. uh, Guys, do you have anything to say? Like, you can ask me anything. It's pretty cool. Hello. Am I audible, guys? Apparently, no one seems to react or answer or anything. What do you guys think of this complete arrangement that is in place? So we'll have our project team building workshop starting from 13th to 18th, and by 20th you will have your submissions. Probably on 21st you will have your certificates in hand with all the sponsors signed it and all the companies being part of it. So this is the timeline going ahead. We'll be issuing you a rule book, project guidelines book, and topics and everything. Any doubts, guys? This is the meeting to ask your doubts, because going ahead we'll not be able to clarify anything. I just want you to ask your doubts now regarding the certification also. Kushal J, bro, do you have any doubts? Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Ranjit, just tell me. Pratham, yes. Size of the group, two people. One you and another guy, yourself and another guy. Anyone, any doubts? You can just open the mic and speak, guys.
Yeah, Krishna, I had a question here. Like,
Yes.
hello? Yeah, like
Yes,
I'll be
yes.
traveling on 13th. Like, is it okay if I miss the 13th session? Like on 13th?
13th is very important. We kept 13th only because we don't want people will be traveling on 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Like, what time will be the session on 13th?
General timings, any time after 6.
Yeah, okay then.
So
Yeah,
most
like
of the.
Bangalore around 6 only. So.
Okay, okay. So we'll try to make it as accessible, guys. What was the? I just want to know the feedback regarding the JavaScript sessions that are going on. Are you able to understand it, or do I need you to introduce another educator who could help you guys out more? Hello, like another mentor that needs to be there. Guys, are you able to understand? Like, this is for you guys. This JavaScript is necessary for your building your project. I'll be very honest. If you don't speak up, it is going to be tough for you only. There is a cash bonus also initiated at the end of the cohort that you want to be part of. There is going to be cash prizes at the end of the cohort. That's what we look for. Apparently, we want the best projects out there, and RVC is named to look good. So nobody has any no doubts regarding anything. Uh, if you have any doubts, if you can ask this in the meet. Okay, DMing me is not relevant because I really have like I can literally show you. I really have around 40 to 45 messages right now, like from different people, which I am unable to read because I have a lot of things on my mind as of now. Do you guys have anything else? Ujjwal, Naveen, Riti, Pratham, Abhishek, Ranjit, Arvind, Chetan, Gautam. Guys, I think that's the end of the meeting. You can leave. Thank you.